to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to be making orange creamsicle cake, so let's get started. I'm going to run through the ingredients because this is a really easy cake. You're going to need 1 box of white cake mix, 1 cup of orange juice, I would suggest fresh if you can, 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, 3 large eggs, 1 teaspoon of orange zest, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. All of that's going to go into our mixing bowl. Actually, I'm going to remove this so I can pour.
To make less mess.
Okay. In the meantime, you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You're going to either grease and flour 2 9-inch rounds or a 9x13. I'm doing a 9x13 because I hate frosting cakes. My orange juice is going in. Now, read ahead to the frosting before you get rid of all this stuff. You're going to need orange juice and orange zest also in your frosting. We're going to do 3 large eggs. The teaspoon of zest. And a teaspoon of vanilla, and I'm just going to mix that till it's smooth. Alright, once this is combined really well and smooth, we're going to pour it into our prepared pan.
It smells amazing.
Now while you're mixing this, make sure you're scraping down the sides and the bottom of your bowl so that cake mix doesn't stick to the bottom. Okay? Now I'm just going to drop this a little bit just to get some air bubbles out. This is going into our preheated oven for 25 to 30 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean in the middle. Alright, once your cake is totally cooked, we're going to put it on this wire rack and let it cool completely before we move on to the frosting. Mine took 23 minutes, so I would start checking it after 20. So we'll come back once this is nice and cool. Alright, now that my cake is nice and cold, look at how beautiful that looks. Now, I would say about 15 minutes after you take them out of the oven, if you do the rounds, then take them out of the pans after about 15 minutes of it cooling, okay? I'm leaving mine in the pan. It's just easier than having to transfer it and then figure out how to put it on a cake board and all that. I don't want to do that. So let's move on to the frosting. You're going to need 1 8-ounce softened cream cheese. And a 1/2 cup of softened butter. Now we're going to mix that until it's smooth. Alright, once that's smooth, you're going to add 2.5 cups of powdered sugar. And make a mess all over, that's required. For it to taste good.
At least in this kitchen it is.
Alright, that's 2 and a half. Now you're going to need orange juice for this too, but we're going to add that slowly because we want to make sure the mixture is at a perfect spreading consistency. So I'm just going to let this mix for a minute. Don't start it out too fast. Make sure you keep scraping down the sides and the bottom of your bowl. just keep scraping on that bottom of that bowl. Alright, so now you're going to add 1 tablespoon of orange juice. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And it calls for 1 teaspoon of orange zest. I'm going to put my zest in last because I'm not so sure I want to use it. I'm not a big zest person. It's fine in a cake, but sometimes in frosting I don't like that bite
Chunks.
piece. Yeah, so I'm going to taste it and see if it really needs the zest, and if it does, then we'll add it. Just mix this on low so it's all mixed together. Alright, so I added a little bit more orange juice to make it more spreadable. If it's too thick, add more orange juice. If it's too thin, add more powdered sugar. I did end up putting the zest in only because it doesn't have a very strong orange flavor. And I'm just mixing that in, and then we're going to frost our cake. Alright, so now I'm just going to put my frosting on my cake. And I'm going to do it in like a little couple of mounds so that way you're not picking up the cake as you frost it. It smells amazing. I'm going to leave just a little in there in case I need to fill in somewhere. I'm going to use my offset spatula.
Pulled it right out of her holster.
And I'm just going to frost the cake.
Don't let her lie to you. Her OCD is going to kick in about 2 minutes ago, and she would spend hours trying to get it just perfect.
Okay. Oh yeah, that looks marvelous. You can put some sprinkles on if you wanted to, or whatever. This pan is so old, it's warped from the heat. Alright, there you go. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you do you.